Gentlemen, my name is RAAZ SHRESTHA and welcome to my show, Style Men Do. And today I have a very dear friend of mine and a fellow entrepreneur, Mr. Karan Vaidya.
Hello, everybody. My name is Karan Vaidya. I'm the Honorary Consul for the Republic of Latvia and Nepal, as well as the Vice President of Vaidya Group. And it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for agreeing to do this with us. So basically, Karan, what we do in the show is हामीले चाहिँ मैले चिनेको साथीहरु या मैले चिनेको मान्छेहरुलाई चाहिँ यो शोमा बोलाएर we talk about styling and what's their personal style and यो नेपालमा जुन styling gapहरु भइरहेछ, so those who want to up their styling game and they don't know what to do, so we call all those people or people I know who has the great sense and taste of style, and you're one of them, right? So thank you for agreeing to do this and welcome to my show again.
Thank you.
So today, what are you wearing? Let's start from what are you wearing?
Okay. So let me start with the suit. The suit is made in Bangkok. Actually, there's a tailor. His name is Pinky. He's a Thai Punjabi guy, and
I've heard about this guy.
He makes beautiful suits. His son goes to PT Womo every year.
Nice.
Whenever it is there, and he's my go-to guy. So I generally go for large lapels. It's double-breasted with more tapered pants, and I mix it with woven skinny tie and just a white shirt. It's very classic, and it works for my diplomatic events as well as my dinner parties, etc.
Right.
And so shoes, exactly, I forgot where exactly it's from, but just like simple loafers, just a hint of color with the pocket square. And this, the brooch is actually a friend of mine who has started this company called Hati Ghoda.
Oh, right.
And so he's paired up with this company called, I believe it's called Resurrections. So I just recently bought it because it has the Nepali,
it's kind of making
emblems.
a statement.
So yeah, it's always good to wear that.
Right, right. So let me ask about your lapel. You have pretty wide lapel. Why do you pick this wide lapel?
Several reasons. Number one, I think this is, I'm more of an old school person in tailor suits. So this is very old school to go with larger lapels, But it also broadens your shoulders.
Right, right.
As a tall person, with a maybe athletic build, it's good to have that V taper.
Right.
So it really plays with that. But one thing I love about this is it doesn't just go straight down like most of the suit. It curves down and then it curves into a double breast.
Right.
So it looks really good when it's buttoned up or when it's just the inside button.
Right, right, right.
So I just like the way it looked.
So you, Karan, basically, you say you wider lapel mata jansuki. Have you ever tried narrow lapel or been tried?
I started, like most people, I think I started with the narrower lapels. And once I endeavored into the whole sartorial world of suits, I experimented more. And I generally go for wider lapels, natural shoulders, and double breast or single breast, but it's generally wider lapels. Yeah.
So mostly you wear pretty darker color suits, and is there any reason you pick darker colors?
As a person, I am more conservative than flamboyant, than dandy, like yourself.
Guilty as charged.
But it works with my business. It works with my diplomat events. I can't really wear flamboyant colors during embassy meetings, etc.
Right.
They always generally write dark colored suits, specifically.
Right.
So it works with everything. So I like that. I have a few, linen. I have it in like a baby sky blue color, which goes really well with a white T-shirt. But that's more for like the summer vibe.
So what would be a casual wear?
Casual in terms of suits or just casual
suits.
Okay. Casual in terms of suits. So what I would do is, for example, I had that sky blue linen single-breasted, larger lapel suit. I'd wear a white T-shirt, maybe a round neck T-shirt that's slightly tucked. Same tapered pants and maybe loafers, very casual, light loafers. Because with linen, one of the mistakes people make is they wear heavier shoes.
Right.
So they don't understand that because it's a summer cloth. Linen is a summer because it's a cooling cloth. You should always wear lighter shoes.
Right.
Even below,
Right.
So that's something casual that I wear.
So Nepal ko yo mistake kura garama basic mistakes or what do you see? In suits.
Okay, just first foremost the fitting. I think people either go for very fitting or it's the boxy type suits,
Right.
Suits should accentuate your body type.
Right.
It depends. If you're skinny, it should make you look broader. If you're bigger, it should make you look skinnier. You know, and it can do that.
Right,
And
right.
like a good tailor can make you look that way.
Absolutely.
So that's number one for sure. Number two, the basics. Too long pants. You know, that's all crumpling down. Then, you know, the basic mistake that I've seen made in most of South Asia is the tie and the pocket square matching each other.
Exactly.
That's a big one. And a few top three, I think that's it.
Right. Okay. So, मैले notice गरेको छ कि when people wear suit, they wear really low-waisted trouser. And a trouser चाहिँ waist-मा नलगाइकन hip-मा लगाइरहेको हुन्छ. So, which actually doesn't complement the way they're wearing a suit.
Right.
So, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I don't know why that happens, you know, because I remember back in boarding school, everyone wanted to wear their pants lower than their regular waist length. You know, it was a thing, it was a trend.
Right.
And what people don't understand is it completely distorts your bottom half doing that. And I don't think it's because it's loose, because people have belts, you know, so they can wear it up. But I think it's just a trend that people should get over, especially now if you see most of the suits that designers are making is high-waisted.
High-waisted,
you know?
right.
Then the, you know, pleated is coming back,
right?
So, and even the waistband is getting thicker.
Thicker,
if you've noticed it,
yes,
you know? So that fashion is actually coming in. So maybe people will get used to it now.
I think by the time passes, people are adapting to comfort rather than the slimmer fit shoe. Right?
True,
Do you think the same way?
I mean, the world is moving towards athleisure, you know.
Right, right.
What's his name? Virgil Abloh, right? Off-White, Louis Vuitton. He brought in the whole streetwear. Now Kanye is doing Yeezys. He's become $1 billion man because of that. So, I mean, I'm not big on that streetwear. I mean, I do like my casual streetwears, but I think there is a good mix between comfort and streetwear and casual. And I think, honestly, if it's a well-made suit, it could be the most comfortable thing you're ever wearing. You know, it doesn't need to be that suits are uncomfortable.
Right, right.
So for me, I feel more comfortable in a suit than a t-shirt and jeans any day. So
you're the exactly kind of person that I wanted to meet and hear this. You know. Because मैले पनि धेरै त्यो suitsहरू पनि comfortable हुन्छ, like very slim fit पनि हैन तर boxy पनि हैन, you have to wear a suit तपाईको aesthetic हेरिकन त्यस्तो suit लाउनु पर्छ, then it will be very comfortable and you can look smart and dapper at the same time पनि. I've been preaching this, हैन, so that's why we called you on the show, because that's how you dress, हैन. So I wanted to ask you about that knitted tie. What's the story behind that?
I don't know exactly where I got it. I think it was in Kyiv when I was there for some work. Unfortunately, there's a war going on there right now, but I just like how so when you wear a regular tie, like a silk tie, it kind of blends with the suit's texture.
Right.
So when you have a different texture, you can play with textures as well, right?
Right.
So it's not only colors and the materials, that patterns you play with, you can actually play with textures as well. So it's like a subtle way of playing around with your outfit.
Right. Also, Timmy, normally do you put your tie bars on or tie pins on?
Yeah, I do. So I don't accessorize as too much, like no rings, and watches also. I'm not a big watch person.
Okay.
But I like my brooches and my tie pins because it's utilitarian as well. You know, it holds the tie together. So.
Right, which actually makes a statement as well.
Absolutely.
Because normally your tie bar ko tie pin ko chalan pani gaisakyo, and then you're wearing a skinny tie with a wider lapel, it creates a different dimension for your aesthetic as well.
That's true.
And then this is what we actually looking for, and for somebody jun timbre aesthetic ko cha, how tall are you, by the way? I'm sorry.
I'm about 6
feet. Okay, so jo pani 6 feet height ko cha, if they don't have a suit or they want to make a suit, a few suit, and what do you suggest? What should they start with?
So a basic first suit would always be navy blue. I know that's the common one, but I think you shouldn't be too scared about experimenting with the lapels and the cuts. So I think you should go for maybe a dark navy blue, wider lapels, like maybe even 3 to 4, peak label, a double button, but like always just put the top button. That's one mistake, both buttons on.
Absolutely.
And double vents. Make sure the sleeves and the length is correct. And pants, I mean, if you're not comfortable wearing tapered, you can make it a bit longer, but make sure there's only maybe one break, not more than one break in the legs. I think that's the basic that everyone should go for.
So
for a tall body type.
Somebody who has an aesthetic like yours. So navy suit.
Maybe
and
darker,
is there a second color that you would recommend?
I think every man should at least have, let's say, 3 basic colors if you don't want to, and I'm sure you have much more.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that.
So I think navy, black, and maybe a shade of brown or beige should always be there,
Right.
And with these 3 suits paired with different ties, different shirts, you can make like, a very various different combinations.
From 3, you can at least make 27 attires, right? You can mix and match the shirt.
Right.
I mean, the jacket and the pant, there is styles.
You can even play around with tie, no tie, So
absolutely. So Karan, हामीले यो no tie भन्दाखेरि, so अहिले नेपालमा भर्खर I think we're introducing it. So do you have any idea about polo collar shirt, just the way I'm wearing right now? Because normal जुन तिमीले लगाएको so the shirt that you're wearing, so even without a tie, it look a regular shirt, right? So we're trying to introduce that. Then what do you think about the polo collar shirt where you cannot wear a tie at all?
Right. I mean, I think that's quite advanced in terms of sartorial, outlook. And giving Nepal this knowledge would be good.
Right.
Because Nepalese generally, I've noticed that even in business meetings, they don't really like to wear a tie.
Right.
Because tie just brings everything together. But if you have your kind of collar, then it's easier to keep it together. Because, if you have my kind of collar, it'll come out, one will come out, one will go in, it'll slip in. That's why you need to wear a tie for this.
Absolutely.
But with that, you have the luxury to actually wear no tie and still, have that formal look, which doesn't really change. So definitely, but I think people need to learn about it, and it'll take some time.
That's what we are doing the show for. We want to educate people and help them learn about the style and stuff. So, so Nepal is ready to adopt this style, or still gonna take time?
I think Nepal as a country, we were always forward in terms of fashion. I think more than India in a way, because India, I think after GQ and the Bollywood kind of pushed towards it. If you see before, a couple of years before, even like 7-8 years before, the style sense wasn't that good.
Right.
But suddenly that change has come,
Right.
And somewhere we have, I think, lost that touch. Before, once upon a time, everyone from South Asia used to come to Nepal for their outfits, even for tailoring, even for regular casual clothes.
Exactly.
But we've kind of I don't know if it was the war or it was this transition. We've lost that touch.
Right.
But Nepalese in general, I think, are quite fashionable. Right. They care about what they look, even from cultural wares. Daura Surat, everything has a distinct look to it. So I believe that maybe the next generations will take it forward more quicker. But education is required, definitely.
Absolutely.
Like this show, absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of people can learn from this show.
Thank you.
And it'll be interesting because there'll be a mix of suits as well as a mix of streetwear coming in.
Right.
So there will be a merge of this new generation.
True.
Gen Z, Gen Alpha, I think that's the next one.
Yeah, after Gen Z, yes.
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting mix of these things that we see.
So, Karan, तिमीसँग कतिवटा सुटको कलेक्सन छ, if I may ask?
मसँग सोच्यो भने at least 14-14 suits छ होला.
Nice.
Different colors. That are more towards the darker tones, like I said. But I mean, you can never have enough suits, I think, I mean, if you can, it's a bit of a splurge, That certain level if you can afford it, and किनकि suit actually बनाइसकेपछि राम्रो quality को suit बनिसकेपछि lifelong त्यहीलाई राख्नु
Exactly.
So I think it's good to have at least 3 suits minimum, but the maximum saying is never ending.
Right. So I'm the suits ko kura गरेर 14 of them, different colors, and most of them dark. And we'll talk about the shirt. I'm the tie ko pani kura गरिसक्यो, and your brooch and your statement tie bar. त्यो सबै कुरा गरिसक्यो. Now I want to talk about for somebody like you again. कति पेयर जुत्ता चाहिँ कति पेयर हुनुपर्छ र के कलेक्सन हुनुपर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ?
जुत्ताको केसमा,
because as you know, जुत्ता बिना एउटा suit, it's not complete.
Absolutely.
So तपाईको suit कस्तो देखाउने भनेर your shoes plays a very vital role.
Absolutely.
So कस्तो जुत्ता हुनुपर्छ र let's take top 3 shoes, like तीनटा जुत्ता चाहिँ कस्तो हुनुपर्छ?
So first, मेरो बारे मात्र हैन कि just for the audience as well. I think it's very crucial to have one black and one brown. Basic. Doesn't need to be brogues. Simple Oxfords are fine, you know.
Right.
And but make sure ki shoes that are made has a good shape to it. You know? Because I've seen a lot of shoes that are square-toed or really badly made. So invest in a good pair of shoes.
Right.
Black first, if you can buy one, then the second one brown color go. I'm more about, I love my Chelseas because I've seen my grandfather wear Chelseas all the time, and he used to get them handmade in Nepal back in the day, you know. So I love my Chelseas. I love my loafers, of course, summertime. But I always have Yota brown shoes, like simple Oxfords or brogues, and a black, generally tuxedo shoes, as well as Oxfords, black Oxfords.
So you recommend
top 3 recommendation ma chahi, I would say black Oxfords, maybe brown brogues, and one either a loafer or a Chelsea that you can wear with your casual stuff as well.
So a mistake I keep observe it's summertime, right? So summertime people are still wearing Chelsea boots, and boots are normally worn on winters. So you a style mistake, it's a lack of knowledge. So what do you think about that?
Certain boots can be worn in summer as well. So Chelsea boots laउने ho भने you can opt for suede boots, which is more breathable.
Right. Right.
Leather is also okay. You know, it's not necessary that you have to. But those heavy boots, to definitely not wear. But you can, like I said, Oxfords are always a good go-to.
Right.
But please don't wear like sandals with your chappal launu bhayena. Ani one key factor is shoes ko ra belt ko color change should always match.
Right.
If you're wearing a belt,
right.
Don't wear brown belt with like that
shoes.
Really even it's not just a rule ki aesthetically it looks displeasing,
right.
So unpleasing. So that's one thing. Summer ma, I think your go-to should be a good pair of loafers.
Good pair of loafers, right. Okay, so Karan, यति suit को knowledge you know the aesthetic of suit कस्तो हुनुपर्छ, किन त्यस्तो लाउने, why, how and where भन्ने कुरा, you have so much knowledge. So how was your childhood? Like, how was your style when you were growing up?
So when I was 5 years old, I went to boarding school.
Right.
And you're saying British boarding school in India, Dehradun, Welham Boys.
Right.
This was a typical old school British model of boarding school where you had to wear uniforms. So I have been wearing a uniform. So at least बच्चा बेलामा चाहिँ maybe shorts र shirt लाउन दिन्थ्यो. त्यसपछि 3rd grade पछि चाहिँ सुटहरू proper लाउन त्यो सिकाएको थियो हैन, like tie बान्न पनि 3rd grade मा सिकाएको थियो. So I was taught to wear a suit since like I was 8, a shirt and shorts was like from 5 years old. And every day दिनका दिन हामीले त्यही लगाइराख्नु पर्थ्यो र अलिकति जुत्ता polish भएन भने pant तल भयो भने गाली खान्थ्यो.
Right. Right. So whether we used to get punished.
Yeah, exactly. We get punished if our shoes is, or our pants is low and all that thing. So that has really, I've always been comfortable wearing a uniform, a suit, And I graduated, I slowly learned from that, I used to always wear that suit. Even when I went to college engineering at Purdue University, Midwest America is like the center of America where people don't really dress up.
Right.
New York people are very satirically inclined, like California maybe they have their own style, but Midwest they don't. But there also I was more comfortable wearing more formal wear. So that's how I graduated. And then I said my grandfather used to always wear this. He used to always have amazing suits. He used to get made here. I don't know exactly where, but he used to have his Chelsea boots, and he used to have these beige, white, lighter color suits back in the day.
Right.
He was a hotelier, so he built the first resort in Nepal, Tulkin Mountain Resort.
Oh, okay.
So he had that personality, you know. He had an image icon, and I saw him growing up. And even my father used to always have his own style. He used to have these beautiful black Oxfords all the time, you know, and suit lap. And he used to wear these single double button suits, but with really beautiful silk ties. And he used to always have your, you might have seen me sometimes wear those scarves, Pedro.
Oh,
That
yes,
comes
I
from
have.
him,
I
you know.
have.
That comes from him. So he always used to wear that scarf, you know, the silk scarf. So somehow I kind of grabbed knowledge from there, and really a bit from GQ as well. So that's a bit, I'm sure I have a lot of
Yeah, we can see a lot of collections there for you.
So that's how I learned about menswear and suiting.
Okay. So do you think wearing a suit affects on what you do?
Absolutely.
More productivity more, or keeps you in discipline? Do you think it helps?
Absolutely. I think, like, this is a bit cliched, but suit is a modern man's armor. You know?
Right, right.
And when you wear a suit, you feel like you can conquer the world. That's how I feel.
Right.
You know? Even in Nepal, where people don't really wear a lot of suits, at least in the business ground. And one rule I have is in the airport, I'm always generally formally like wearing formal clothes, at least a suit with a t-shirt, you know.
Right.
Generally, people go with their pajamas and, you know, sweatpants,
Athleisure.
not to be comfortable, right? But what you will notice is, even in a business meeting, key airport ma, when you wear a suit and when you wear casual, people will treat you differently.
Absolutely.
No matter what they say, people will give you more respect when you're well dressed.
Absolutely.
So there is a bar to wearing suits, and there's a benefit if you can wear it.
Right. So after you got into suit, like you've been wearing suits or from your school life, from boarding as well, right? So you have an inspiration, your granddad and your dad as an inspiration as well. So do you think besides your granddad and your dad, is there any person who influenced you wearing a suit?
In terms, I think they were the key people that really got me into it. I mean, I really, in terms of people that I have not met, but more like celebrity, not exactly celebrity, but like I've been inspired by, maybe I love Tom Ford, his dress-up sense, you know, like I mentioned earlier off camera, that I want to have, later in life, I want to have a steady uniform, like a suit with similar colors, but different, you know, sets of it,
Right.
so that I can have a uniform. So there's Tom Ford, there's Karl Lagerfeld, David Gandy is an inspiration. He's brilliant with his suits.
Right.
And I'm forgetting this guy's name. He's the Fiat Air Lapo Elkin.
I am unaware about that.
He's got more dandy-ish look. He's also really good with his suits. So these are few inspirations that I have.
So we've talked about your suit collection, we've talked about your shirt and your tie. And lastly, I want to ask is, do you wear a watch, or what kind of watch collections do you have?
I'm not a big watch guy per se, but I have this watch, which I'm not really wearing right now, but it's it was called the Fifth. It had only no numbers, but in 5 it had a V.
V, okay.
Since my last name starts with a V, I just used to love wearing that, you know. But I have one of my, it was my parents' wedding gift from some, I think it was the French embassy ambassador, something back in the day.
Right.
And they've given them a Cartier pocket watch that they've given to me. And it's a beautiful little Cartier thing, you know, one of the Peaky Blinders kind of watch.
Right.
You know, someday I would love to wear that with a 3-piece.
Sure. We could dress up together, man.
Absolutely.
And we could walk in together somewhere.
Yeah.
You know? Definitely. So lastly, Karan, I'm a viewer's lie, or somebody who's already wearing a suit and, you know, they don't know what's going wrong with their style and stuff. So give us 2 things, one to do and one not to do for our viewers.
Okay, so in terms of do, I would say find a good tailor like RatnaRaaz, and good material suit that fits you well. It doesn't need to be crazy lapels like mine, or, you know, flamboyant color like his, but something that fits you well, something you're comfortable with, and the material should be good. Just invest in one suit. That's one do. So don'ts, there are several don'ts that I already talked about, but a few things that I missed was, please do not wear lighter or white socks with your suit. It should always be darker than your pants, your suit, basically. Then I talked about, make sure that your pants are hemmed. You know, they don't go way beyond your actual legs, so that you can have one break, but not more than one break. Break is the, when the cloth folds between the shoe and the pant, that's the break. And please do not match your tie with your pocket square. And bringing me to that, you can always try a pocket square, even if it's a simple white line that kind of shows, that can give a statement in your outfit more than not wearing it. So that's a couple of things.
So gentlemen, that was Karan Vaidya with us, and Karan Vaidya बाट तपाईहरुले धेरै कुरा सिक्नुभयो होला, के गर्ने के नगर्ने, and I hope हाम्रो भ्युअर्सहरुले पनि धेरै कुरा क्युरियोसिटी अझ पनि छ बाँकी छ भने प्लिज तपाईहरुको कमेन्ट तल छोड्नु होला, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe YelloWorks TV and Style Mendu. र तपाईहरुको पर्सनल क्वेशन पनि केही छ भने you can follow my Instagram handle which is raj.official. So त्यहाँ तपाईहरुको comments या queries हरु छोड्दिनुस्. I'll try and answer them personally, or we don't mind your queries or comments down here as well. Once again, my name is RAAZ SHRESTHA. You're watching Style Mendu, and you guys are amazing.